911.
Help.
You need fire medical.
911, fire medical. I need fire.
911, police, fire medical.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
I really like the fact that it was a career that kind of challenged you physically and mentally every day, and every day was different, and it's another way of giving back to the community.
You got to be sincere, you got to be compassionate. At the same time, you got to have a little strong head on your shoulders, because we do deal with some stuff that's kind of challenging for people.
We hire firefighters that have the baseline knowledge, skills, and capabilities prior to becoming employed with the City of Hillsboro Fire Department. We also take a special focus on emergency medical services. We want to have a well-grounded individual that can use those skills to their benefit, but that we can train rather easily to meet the individual needs within our organization as far as our policies and practices and protocols are concerned.
I think our folks have embraced the philosophy of service above self and customer service, and so look for every opportunity to deliver that wow factor when we walk away. Whoever we were serving can look back and go, wow, I had no idea.
Teamwork is big. I mean, I can't help somebody by myself. I need the support, and not only of my crew, the entire department, and sometimes even other departments. We rely on each other. I think teamwork is a huge part in this profession.
So you got a equipment bag, all this.
Engineers compartment, and then you've got the cross lane and the tunnel through on that side too.
Our video conferencing that we use daily for Chiefs meeting at about 7:15 in the morning, just to go over every divisional's responsibility, and then an 8:15 shift briefing that we use to touch base between our battalion chief and company officer, has really broken down those communication barriers that we had between the divisions and really addresses some of the daily calendar needs, some of the operational coverage needs, and more importantly, frankly, from an administrative standpoint and organizationally on the cultural side of things, it is nice to address within a 24-hour period internal messaging.
We're kind of leading the fire service in a lot of areas of technology. And so my philosophy is, if there's value added, let's do it. We're not doing it because it's cool. It has to provide value and a benefit to the citizenry served through performance.
Once again, speaking on the all hazard, all risk, is there's so many things that the fire service is expected to do that we have to touch on. You name the topic, we have to touch on it. So there's a lot to not only train on. To maintain those certifications for the state, that's a task in itself. I have several different avenues, and since we're a performance-based department, I like to do a performance test on all of the certifications.
I think one of the most significant functional challenges is our transportation structure. Our roads are becoming more congested, and that increases response times to the doorstep. Our goal is to be at your home within 4 minutes 90% of the time, and quite often as you see the larger commercial and industrial areas grow, that time gets delayed simply because of the traffic volumes that are hindering that apparatus response.
Dispatch for an active shooter at Gentech 4625 Northwest Brookwood Parkway.
Our active shooter scenario approach really has to do with relationships and making sure that we have a good working relationship with our fellow police officers prior to arriving on scene. Most of these active shooter scenarios are fairly complex. We do have a really basic strategy to them in setting up a mass casualty area as soon as possible. But the success of any kind of active shooter, if you look back on all the case studies and the rise of the incidence of them, comes down to knowing law enforcement partners. And we've spent a lot of time not only at the executive level, but allowing our sergeants on the police side and our battalion chiefs on the fire side to spend time together, recognize each other, so when it really hits the fan, they will be able to correspond, relate to each other, and jump into it as really a joined team.